This video is for you if you give up very easily. Okay, and how do I know this? Is because I myself give up really easily until I was 24 years old. Right? So what are some scenarios? Let me just illustrate to you so they can resonate. Whenever, what must happen whenever I give up, right? Or like that led to me giving up, right? Is when things are difficult. Or when I put in effort but I don't see the results. Or when, I think that it's a challenge that I might not succeed. Without trying, without attempting, I'm like, hey, nah, I don't want to do it. I give up. So the problem here was that like my parents, okay, starts criticizing me. And that's where I realized that in everything that I do, everything in terms of like sports, studies, everything, I was just average because I give up very easily. I don't put in the extra effort, the extra work like everybody else. And it was until my mentor at the age of 25 years old, my business mentor shared with me this one thing. What got you here cannot get you there. And I asked him, what do I mean? What do you mean by that? So because in my first 2 years of business, out of sheer willpower and like, passion, enthusiasm, that's where I managed to hit the six-figure mark in my business. But he realized this one thing about me, which was the fact that I did not have this thing, okay? Perseverance. I'm not an English teacher, I'm a coach, okay? So I did not have perseverance. As a result of that, he asked me, a person without perseverance, do you think this person can be in the business in the next 10, 20 years, 30 years even? Can this person be number one in, the industry or the niche? And my answer was like, oh, fuck, I don't think so, no. So that's where I ask myself right now, I got two options. Number one, okay, is like, do I want to change? Now I got two options. Yes means I will change. I will work on my perseverance. No means I will always be mediocre and fucking useless. Right? If I want to change means yes, I'll be number one in my niche. If the answer is no, then I'll always be useless as fuck. So that's where I did myself a favor, right? I went for 8 months marathon training. I'm not asking all of you watch this video to go for marathon training. I found myself a coach. This coach is an ultra marathon runner. He's from Germany. And that's where for 4 times per week, can you imagine that? 4 times per week, I was getting coaching with him and I'm out there running on the field. This is me. Every Monday, I'll run 30 minutes. Tuesday, 45 minutes. Thursday, I'll run 1 hour. Then Sunday, I'll run 2 hours. And my mentor and my coach, my coach shared me a couple of powerful frames for powerful secrets. Number one, don't focus on the timing. Focus on showing up for the practice. So what does he mean by that? Usually when we run 2.4 kilometer, right, we always get fixated on, wow, I must beat my previous record. I must clock 2.4 in 10 minutes, in 9 minutes. But this time around, he said, hey, don't focus on timing, Don't focus on timing. Instead, focus on showing up. So when that happens, right, it rewires my programming, which means that maybe 30 minutes, right, I can only run 1 km. But it's okay. I just show up for the 30 minutes. I just do the 1 km first. Maybe 45 minutes, I can do 2 km. But it's okay. All I have to do is just show up. And I do that for 8 consecutive months, guys. 8 consecutive months. And that was where I saw evidence. And the second thing that I want to share with you guys, right, to inspire you, number 2, evidence. And not just evidence is the keyword here is what? Collect evidence. So when you collect evidence, which means that, like, for example, I collect evidence that in the past, right, I tell myself, I'm a sprinter, means that I can run fast, like 9 minutes into 2.4 kilometer, but I cannot do long distance. That was my old identity. But as I do the 30 minutes, the 45 minutes, the 1 hour, 2 hours, right, and that's when I realized that actually I can run long distance if I want to. Because were there evidence? Yes, there was evidence. And then what else? I completed my first 10 km. Yes, that was evidence. I completed my first 20 km. I completed my first 30 km. So these were all evidence. And then I tell you one that until today, I always can remember. When it was cold, raining, when it was hot, shiny, right, under the hot sun, everyone else ran away. I was the only one there, finishing my training. Let me ask you now, what kind of self-identity, okay, what kind of identity do you think I have with all this evidence? That's where I start create a new identity for myself. That's where I start saying that, shit, man, I am a badass. Not many people do marathon training. Not many people run long distance, right? I'm an elite. I am the top 1% who starts my day strong. So can you imagine all of these things makes my confidence go up or go down? Confidence. Obviously, it goes up. So that is how I do this consecutively for 8 straight months. So I say again, the very first thing that my marathon coach makes me focus on is what? The timing. In a nutshell, if I can summarize for you guys to take away, is what? Focus on the efforts, not the results. That's the first thing, if you guys are listening to this. And then the second thing is what? Evidence don't bluff you on. Collect evidence, because evidence forms conviction. When you see evidence of yourself finishing it, it makes you feel convicted about yourself. Like, I'm good. Okay, and the next thing is stronger identity. Stronger identity equals to stronger confidence. And when you truly, truly believe in yourself that I am Daryl and I have perseverance and I'm a badass, I do shit that most people don't, I'm an elite, I start my day strong. Likelihood of me, going back to this, becoming number 1 in my niche, higher or lower? Likelihood, is higher as well. Yes. So now linking everything back to you again. The reason why, okay, you have always been falling into this habit of giving up is because you don't like to disappoint yourself. Okay. And you need to understand that if you want to change, it's a choice. Yes, no, you have the choice. If you say yes, fantastic. There's something that you know that you have to change for. If you say no, then you need to go back and figure out like why. Sorry. You need to go back and figure out like why should you change? Why should I change? If the answer you pick is no, you need to keep harping around this area. Why should I change? Is there a greater reason for me to change? Again, but if your answer is yes, then fantastic. Whatever I share at the bottom will give you extra reasons, and what to do from there. Okay, so don't focus on timing, focus on showing up, collect evidence, create a new identity. With that being said, I promised you, highly likely you will not be someone who gives up very easily anymore. Okay, so if you find this video useful, please share with your friends. Together, you and I, let's impact more people at scale. Cool. So if you like this, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.